Hi, I'm Leah. Today I wanted to share a way that you can save articles that you find on the web for your own reference or to share with your students or your colleagues. So, of course, one way you could do this is when you find an article you like this one from phys.org, you can just copy that URL and share that with your students or your friends or copy it down in your notes. But URLs don't always last, especially on news sites. They tend to refresh their content and they remove articles. Now, that article is out there somewhere on the web, but you may not be able to get to it from that URL in the future. So there's another way you can do this. You can save these articles as PDFs. So here I am in Chrome, and I found an article about Saturn's moon Titan, and I want to save it. I'm going to go up here to File and Print. I'm not going to try to save. I'm going to go to Print, and once that Print dialog box comes up, instead of actually printing it, I notice that down here in little tiny writing it says Open PDF in Preview. So if I click here, it's going to open this article as a PDF. And here it is. All right, so now we have it. And it looks pretty much like the web page looked. Notice that I still have the advertising, right? Here's this ad for Italy. Here's the sidebar that was on the web page over on this side here. Here's an ad for a credit card. But anyway, I have the content, so I can go in Preview now to File and Save. And I can save this as a PDF. Yep, so when it comes up, here's the format, Save as a PDF. Pretty cool. Now, something else, though, is to note that if you try this in a different browser, so if instead of using Chrome, you use either Firefox or Safari, there's a tool available to you that's not included in Chrome, and it's called Reader View. So let's go to Firefox. Now, in Firefox, on your URL bar, your address bar, there's a little book here that says Enter Reader View. So if I click that, it strips out all that advertising and the sidebars on the web page, all the distracting stuff. Now, unfortunately, in Firefox, it also strips out some of the images. But you can do the same trick. You can go to File, pretend like you're going to print it, and instead of printing it, down at the bottom, there's an option under PDF to open it as a PDF in Preview and then save it from there, or just to go ahead and save it as a PDF. Pretty cool. So let me show you one more thing, which is Safari, because I think Safari does the best job with Reader View. Now, in my version of Safari, which may be a little dated, it has this blue box up in the upper right-hand corner that says Show Reader. I think in newer versions it may have a series of 3 horizontal lines just to the left of the URL, but whichever one you have, click it, and let's look at Reader View in Safari. Yeah, here we go. So Safari does a better job of preserving the images. Now the article's not perfect, but I think it looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and do my same old trick. I'm going to go to File, pretend like I'm going to print, but instead of printing, I'm going to use the PDF button here to either open it in Preview or just go ahead and save the PDF. And that's it. That's how I can preserve this article for myself or my students or my colleagues, and I can get a clean copy of it that doesn't have all the distractions or the advertising. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.